Hey guys, this is Brennan from Nets Outdoors, and I'm going to walk through the 5 things you need if you're going to hit the ice this season. Alright, the first thing you need when you head out on the ice is a good ice fishing rod and reel. I have a couple of different options here. This one is an inline reel style. This is a tickle stick 27-inch rod from 13 Fishing with a Black Betty freefall reel on it. Why I like to use this rod is it has a really sensitive tip on it, so I'll use this one when I go out after panfish such as crappie or perch. The little bit more sensitive tip helps you see the lighter bite. Switching gears here, this one is a traditional spinning style reel. This is an ugly stick, 30-inch medium heavy rod. I like to use this one when I'm chasing after bigger trout. I'll link some good rods for beginners down in my description of this video, and you can check out and find a rod that works for you. The biggest thing when you're selecting an ice fishing rod is matching it to your application. One like this is better suited for panfish or things with lighter bite. Has a really sensitive tip here. The rod actually goes flat up on the tip section, so you can see the real sensitive bites. But this thing won't do as good against bigger fish because it's going to have way too much flex in it, and you're not going to be able to fight the fish as easily. If you're going after some bigger fish, you want something like this. This one here is a medium heavy. It's got a little more backbone in it to actually fight the fish, but it doesn't have as sensitive as a tip to see the small bites from things such as a panfish. And number 2, to go along with the rod, we have a rod holder. The rod holder is really good because it keeps your ice fishing rod off the snow and ice, keeps everything from getting frozen up so you can keep fishing. I like to insert the reel here in the middle so it can't fall out of here. The rod holder is really good for a couple of reasons. Number 1, it helps keep your rod from getting pulled down into the hole. And then it holds the rod tip up where you can see it. If you start getting a sensitive bite, you'll be able to see the bite a lot easier if your rod is sitting up on the rod holder rather than sitting down on the ice. The good thing about a rod holder is they're really cheap. They're just made of wire. You can buy them at Walmart or any other sporting goods store for only a couple of bucks. The third thing you need when you go out on the ice is a good auger. The auger helps you cut the hole in the ice so you can start fishing. There's all different kinds of augers, from battery-powered augers to gas-powered augers to hand augers. I'd recommend getting a hand auger if you're on a budget. The thing with a hand auger though is it takes a lot of work to get through the ice, so if you have to cut a lot of holes, you're going to be worn out by the end. The other kinds of auger than a hand auger are there are augers that go into your power drill that you already have at home. There's augers that are battery-powered, or there's gas-powered augers. I personally have a gas-powered auger. It's a 2-stroke and it works great. Hasn't ever failed me in cold weather or anything, and you can drill a lot of holes on a single tank of gas. If you have something like a battery-powered auger, they are great. They're lighter weight than the gas augers, but sometimes you're limited with the battery power on how many holes you can drill in the ice. Fourth thing you need is a good ice scoop. These are really cheap, and there's a big variety of different kinds of scoops. I think this one was around 10 bucks at my local sporting goods store. You can get other types of ice scoops for like really cheap, only a couple bucks, like if you went to Walmart. The thing is though, those ones break pretty easily. I've had to replace quite a few of those. So I've started to spend just a little more money on the ice scoop to make sure that I'm getting one that's going to last a while. The advantage to having an ice scoop is you don't have to stick your hand in the cold water to clear out the hole. Keeping a clear hole is really important because you will miss bites if you have snow and slush holding up your line in the hole. A fish can be biting underneath and you would have no idea. So it's always important to have something to scoop and clear out the hole. The last essential item I would say is a good tackle box with a variety of lures. It's important to have a variety of good lures because then if the fish aren't interested in what you have tied on that day, you can keep switching until you figure out the ticket. I carry things like this little jig box in mine. These have little ice jigs that I like to tip with a wax worm. That works great for trout and panfish. I carry a bunch of different plastics here that can be put on the end of a jig head to look like little aquatic insects or other fish swimming around. For trout, one popular one that I really like to go with is a tube jig. But as you can see, I just have a variety of different lures in here so that I can keep switching until I find out what's working for that day. All right, so those are the things that I would consider essential to get out and start ice fishing. Now there's plenty of other gear, such such as heaters and fish finders and everything that you can have, but I do not think that those are essential to start ice fishing. Everything I've listed is the bare minimum you would need to get going. If you like any of the items or are looking for any recommendations on these, check out my links in the description. Those will have all of my suggestions of each item linked. Thanks for watching the video. If you like this type of content, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe. Comment what other kind of fishing content you want to see, and check out some of our fishing videos to see this gear in use.